Never fear fear. Become fear, so fear himself will fear you.
If you get caught jerking off and you stop, that's embarrassing for you.
But if you keep going,
Then it becomes embarrassing for them. Especially if
it's a dude. I mean, now
he's questioning everything about himself. That's what building a personal brand is like.
If you're not 16 years old with your own $4 million yacht, with your own mirror here, mirror there, you don't drive a Lamborghini, bro, you are failing. You have to lock in.
We've all seen them.
And grip her up by the neck.
The so-called alpha males, whose antics make your toes curl.
Walk like a king.
Yet they keep going,
Depression's not real.
completely unfazed.
That sits next to me will right away feel intimidated.
So what's the secret to their immunity from embarrassment?
And then they sit next to me.
Is it genuine confidence, or is it something far more complex and way more cringeworthy? Because somehow, these guys can say the most outrageous things in public,
People think brushing your
get clowned by millions, and still walk away like nothing happened.
I haven't brushed my teeth in years.
So I don't need to brush my teeth.
You don't need to shower.
Today we're peeling back the layers of cognitive dissonance, ego, and self-deception that let these people exist in a reality of their own.
What's good? Welcome to the channel. I'm Teach, and around here we rant about the internet's unhinged alpha males, but today we're going deeper.
Over the last few years, you've definitely seen clips like this.
Your girlfriend left you? Yes. A better one is coming. You lost $1 million? Yes. Guess what? There's enough space in the bank for you to earn $1 billion fucking dollars. You crashed your car? Yes. Wish that motherfucker would have blown up. Cause anyways, I'm buying a new one. Anything bad that happens to you, just say yes. And I guarantee you're gonna feel fucking good about it.
And this.
Guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say 100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right? Sexual body count.
And this.
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
What the fuck?
And at some point you probably asked yourself, are these guys joking? Is this rage bait? Or is this really how they think? Because no normal human should be this confident while being this embarrassing.
King Solomon is actually one of
So
my
in this video,
ancestors.
we're breaking down not just what they do, but why they do it.
The first thing you start noticing is they're all playing the same character. Different faces, different accents.
Do what you fucking can!
Get the fuck up and go and become a motherfucking man.
Different platforms. But somehow, the same guy. Same posture, same stare, same I've cracked the code of life tone. They all talk about being high value, never showing weakness, women needing to earn them, other men being NPCs, and themselves being him. It's like there's an invisible manual somewhere called How to Be a Peak Masculine Man on the Internet. Step 1, speak in absolutes. Not I think, not in my experience. It's always men must, women aren't. Real men don't. Everything sounds like a law of nature. Step 2, confidence without curiosity. They never ask questions, they don't explore ideas, they declare reality. And step 3, turn masculinity into a costume. Deep voice, slow speech, hard eyes, gym clips, luxury B-roll, a little bit of danger, a little bit of mystery. It's not who they are, it's who they're performing. And here's where the disconnect happens. Because when normal people watch this, our brains don't go, wow, that's powerful. They go, why is he talking like a movie villain? Why is everything so dramatic? Why does this feel like an audition? It triggers secondhand embarrassment. Not because confidence is bad, not because ambition is cringe, but because we can see the effort, we can feel the performance. It's the same feeling you get when someone is trying way too hard to look unbothered, or when someone laughs a little too loudly at their own joke, or when a dude says, I don't care what anyone thinks, while clearly caring a lot. What we're reacting to isn't masculinity. We're reacting to inauthenticity. It feels rehearsed. It feels scripted. It feels like someone playing a role they're scared to step out of. And the irony is, the more they try to look invulnerable, the more fragile it feels. That's the crack. That's where the cringe comes from. Because what we're watching isn't strength. It's someone acting strong. So how do you keep performing like this when millions of people are laughing at you? So now the question becomes, how do you keep acting like this when the comments are cooking you, the duets are mocking you?
I'm 56.
Huh?
How old's your girlfriend?
18. And at number 1, you need to make sure your girl is freshly 18 or even 17 or 16 or fucking even 15 for that matter.
I'll make it easier. Females should only be focused on their men. So
and half the internet is using your face as a meme. This is where psychology steps in, because no human being is naturally immune to embarrassment. What is possible is building a mental story that protects you from it. Every alpha influencer has an internal narrative. Not just a brand, not just a persona, a story about who they are in the world. And in that story, they're not awkward. They're not trying too hard. They're not being laughed at. They are misunderstood, ahead of their time, threatening to weak minds. The truth people aren't ready for. So when someone comments, bro, this is embarrassing, they don't process it as, maybe I'm off. They process it as they're insecure, they can't handle the truth, they're just broke, they're an NPC. That's cognitive dissonance. When reality and self-image collide, the brain has two options. 1, adjust the self-image. 2, rewrite reality. And rewriting reality is way less painful. So criticism doesn't become information, it becomes proof. Proof that you're different, you're dangerous, you're doing something right. Because if I wasn't a threat, why would they hate? Now add selective perception. They scroll past the long critiques, the thoughtful pushback, the uncomfortable truths. But they pause on, you're speaking facts. Finally, someone said it. Real men understand this. 10 people disagree. One person says, WTIC. And the brain goes, see? I'm right. That one comment becomes reality. The other 10 become noise. And this is where the echo chamber locks in. Their audience isn't neutral. It's self-selected. People who already want that message. People who already feel overlooked. People who already resent something. People who are searching for certainty. So every post becomes a performance, a reaction, a validation cycle. He says something extreme. They cheer. He feels powerful. He goes even further next time. And slowly, the internet stops being a mirror. It becomes a shield. A place where you can say anything, as long as it sounds confident enough and someone will clap.
It's me, Tall G.
At that point, embarrassment can't get in. Because in his mind, he's not being laughed at. He's being tested, and he's passing. But what happens when the echo chamber starts to crack? When the carefully crafted narrative begins to unravel? When the armor of invulnerability is put to the test? How do they still cope?
Have
you ever had a scenario where someone hits on your girl in front of you?
No, you'd know. It'd be on the news. Sorry, what? She knows. Am I not fucking psychotic?
I am fucking shaking right now.
Oh, watch out. We've caught ourselves a mentally unstable alpha male over here.
Super intimidating. I might have just shit myself. This is how it would go if it was on the news.
Breaking news, alpha male is on the loose. I repeat, alpha male is on the loose. He's armed with a microphone.
And 3 fucking rental cars. I'm a psycho and I'm rich. This dude has it all.
If you're still watching, you're the audience this video is for. So like the video, it helps us in the algorithm, and let's continue. After a while, that echo chamber does something subtle but dangerous. It doesn't just agree with you, it starts to make you feel untouchable, like nothing can get to you. Every critique becomes hate, every disagreement becomes envy, every uncomfortable truth becomes weak energy. You've seen it. Y'all just mad. They can't handle a real man. Broke people always talk. Haters gonna hate. At first it sounds like confidence, but psychologically, it's an armor. Because if every negative reaction is jealousy, then you never have to ask, wait, am I actually off right now? It's a brilliant defense. No self-reflection required. No pause, no humility, just, I'm right, they're small. Now here's where narcissism and grandiosity creep in. Not in the cartoon villain way, but in the subtle way that says, I'm built different. I see what others can't. I'm meant for more. Rules don't apply to me. And once that belief takes root, flaws become impossible to acknowledge. Because flaws threaten the entire identity. If you admit, yeah, that was awkward, you're not just admitting a moment, you're cracking the myth. So instead of adjusting, you double down. You talk louder, post harder, get more extreme, lean deeper into the persona. Because the persona is no longer content, it's protection. And that leads to emotional repression. Take Sneeko as a real world example. When he first started, he wasn't some hyper-polarizing figure. He was just a young creator, curious, expressive, experimenting, figuring things out in public like a lot of people online do. But over time, his content began shifting, slowly leaning into a more extreme performative version of masculinity. The kind that gets attention fast, but comes with a cost. And as that shift happened, so did the reaction. People started clowning him, critiquing him, mocking the persona. But here's the psychological twist. That backlash didn't slow him down. It intensified the commitment. Because once an identity is attacked publicly, walking it back doesn't feel like growth. It feels like collapse. There was a moment where reality almost broke through, when some of his young fans met him and started parroting the message, saying things like,
Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman!
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgender.
We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
What have I done?
You could see the hesitation.
What have I done?
A lot of people thought that would be the turning point. But here's the problem. For an internet alpha male, admitting you're wrong doesn't just mean correcting behavior, it cracks the entire internal story. So instead of adjusting, you double down. Not because it was working, but because letting go would have meant facing the possibility that the armor was never strength, it was fear. And once you're that deep, walking back feels more painful than going further. A lot of these guys were taught early on, don't look weak, don't show doubt, don't feel shame, don't be embarrassed, and just like that, rules turns into identity. So when that heat hits, when the room goes quiet after a bad joke, when a clip goes viral for the wrong reason, when the crowd doesn't respond the way you imagine, there's no emotional skill to process it. No, okay, that stung. No, let me recalibrate. No, that didn't land. Just suppression. Push it down, reframe it, turn it into defiance. What should be a moment of growth becomes a performance of invincibility. So they don't feel cringe, they outrun it. They drown it in bravado, because admitting embarrassment would mean admitting they're human. And in a brand built on being above everyone else, being human feels like losing. But here's the thing, the real question isn't whether this performance is authentic or not. The real question is, can they ever stop performing? And here's the part nobody wants to admit. This whole thing, the persona, the invincibility, the doubling down, it doesn't just survive online. It thrives there. Because the internet doesn't reward self-awareness. It rewards reaction. Shock, outrage, secondhand embarrassment. The kind of clip that makes you go, bro, there's no way he just said that. And the algorithm doesn't care why people are watching. It just sees replays, comments, duets, stitches, quote tweets. Bro, you won't believe this guy. So when someone stands on a podcast and says something wildly out of pocket, the platform goes, oh, people are engaged, and it pushes it harder. Now the cringe isn't a mistake, it's a growth strategy. What looks like social suicide in real life becomes rocket fuel online. Because normal doesn't travel, measured doesn't trend. But absurd?
Ali, you're a nice guy.
Absurd gets clipped.
Ali, you're a nice guy.
Absurd becomes a sound.
Ali, you're a nice guy.
Absurd gets you on the For You page of people who hate you and people who worship you. And that's where the power social trap forms. You've got thousands of strangers saying, you're the only real one. Don't change for nobody. They're just scared of you. You speak the truth they're afraid of. These people don't know you. They've never sat across from you. They've never seen you off camera. They've never watched you hesitate. But they feel close. Because you talk directly to them. You look into a lens and say, most men are weak, but not you. And to someone feeling invisible, that hits. So now every comment becomes emotional reinforcement. Not feedback, not reality. Reinforcement. Even the hate helps. Because hate proves you're disrupting. Hate proves you're dangerous. Hate proves you're over the target. So you don't just feel untouchable, you feel chosen. And then money enters the room. Courses, coaching, exclusive groups, high-value communities, blueprints, playbooks, masterclasses, and so on. Masculinity becomes a product. And once your identity pays your bills, you can't evolve. Because growth would mean admitting the old version was flawed. And flawed doesn't sell. So the character has to stay frozen, even if the man behind it is tired, even if the jokes stop landing, even if the room keeps getting quieter. The algorithm keeps clapping, the fans keep cheering, the income keeps flowing. So the performance continues, not because it's true, but because it's profitable. And at that point, it's no longer about being alpha. It's about being marketable. But as the curtain falls on one performance, one question remains. What's the cost of keeping up this act? And who ultimately pays the price? Okay guys, before we get to the last chapter, I want to let you know that this video is proudly sponsored by Cringe. Yeah, Cringe doesn't just give you educated content, but we also have some funny videos on the channel. So don't forget to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, you can also use the code ISubscribe in the comment section to get a warm and welcome reply from us. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. Now this is the part that doesn't make it into the clips. Because off camera, there's still a real human being behind the character. And characters don't know how to build real lives. That performance you saw online, it doesn't turn off at dinner. It doesn't turn off in relationships. It doesn't turn off when someone actually needs emotional presence. So what happens? You get men who can dominate a comment section but can't sustain intimacy.
We would have went out and celebrated that night. And Tristan would have smoked a bunch of cigars and maybe he would
Men who can command a room but can't handle being misunderstood. Men who can talk about high value but don't know how to sit with discomfort, rejection, or vulnerability. And the irony? The very traits that made them look powerful online become the reason they struggle offline. Because real life doesn't run on algorithms. Your partner doesn't like you for being loud. Your friends don't stay because you're controversial. Growth doesn't happen because you double down. It happens because you adapt. And that's where masculinity is quietly evolving. Not in viral rants, not in podcast monologues, not in I'm different from everyone else speeches. But in men who can hold confidence without crushing others, set boundaries without needing dominance, lead without needing an audience, be strong without being brittle. The new flex isn't being unshakable. It's being grounded. It's knowing who you are even when nobody's watching. Because real confidence doesn't need a crowd. It doesn't need to go viral. It doesn't need to announce itself. It shows up in how you listen. How you handle being wrong. How you treat people who can't give you anything back. And here's the uncomfortable part. Every time we share the clip just to laugh, every time we engage just to mock, every time we reward the performance with attention, we help keep the costume alive. Not because we agree, but because we fed it. So the real question isn't why don't these guys feel cringe? It's why does cringe travel faster than truth? And what kind of masculinity we want to amplify? The one that needs a stage to exist? Or the one that still stands when the camera's off, the crowd is gone, and it's just you in the room with who you actually are? Because that's where real power lives. Not in being seen, but in being solid. So yeah, next time you see an alpha screaming into a mic about how emotions are for the weak, just remember, somewhere off camera, there's a human being fighting demons he never learned how to name. And if this video has given you new insights or perspectives, we'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button so the algorithm knows we're not all trying to become podcast villains. And drop a comment. Do you think this alpha male era is dying, or are we just entering its final boss stage? I'll see you in the next one. Peace.